Why do you miss your forehand ground strokes too deep, and how can you fix that? That's exactly what we'll be talking about in this video. One of the first aspects that we can talk about to avoid hitting the forehand ground strokes too deep is the grip. If you're still using the continental or even Eastern forehand grip, I would like you to switch to the semi-Western grip. What do I mean? The continental grip is also called a hammer grip because you hold the racket as you could hammer a nail with the edge of it. For that one, you place the hand on the extension of your racket edge, or also bevel number one. Okay, so bevel one is the one that extends the edge of your racket. If you hold the racket like that when hitting your forehand ground strokes, your racket face opens, and as a result, the ball will sail too deep, especially if you hit it hard. This is a grip that is rarely used nowadays, but if you do use it, you might want to switch. The next grip that I still want you to consider not using is the Eastern forehand grip. The Eastern is when you place your palm on bevel number two. So let's go. Let me show you. The bevel that extends the edge of your racket is bevel number one, and then if we move right, if you're a right-handed player, the second bevel, the one that is kind of pointing 45 degrees towards the sky, that's bevel number two. If you place your hand on bevel number two, you get the Eastern forehand grip. Now, this is still widely used by some of the top players, but if this causes your racket to open and your balls to go your balls to go too flat, you might want to switch to the next grip, which is the semi-Western. All right, the semi-Western is when you place your palm on bevel number three. So let's take a look again. If you look at your racket, the edge of your racket extended continues with bevel number one, and then if we move to the right, the 45 degrees angle, that's bevel number two, and then the side bevel, the widest one, the one that actually faces straight to the side, that's where you want to place your palm. Okay, now that will give you the semi-Western grip, which allows your racket face to slightly close at contact when meeting the ball. The semi-Western grip is one of the most popular for forehand ground strokes because that allows you to create topspin, which is excellent for consistency, for keeping more balls in. The previous grips that I mentioned allow your racket face to open a little bit. They are great for, especially the Eastern forehand grip is great for more penetrating shots, more powerful shots. But if you want to be consistent, to hit more balls in, you need spin. And the spin is created by using the proper grip. So the second aspect that we have to consider to be consistent with our forehand ground strokes and avoid sending the ball deep is creating spin. So if you have the proper grip, the semi-Western, as you swing from low to high and you brush up on the back of the ball, that will create the topspin. The ball is going to leave your racket rotating up and over, or just like a wheel, and that creates air pressure, which pushes the ball down. All right, so we have two aspects that we have to consider to be more consistent with our forehand ground strokes. One, semi-Western grip, and second, to brush up on the back of the ball to create spin or topspin. Now, the third aspect that I would like to point out is the weight transfer. If when hitting your forehand ground stroke, you have the tendency to lean back and transfer your weight on your back foot, your racket face opens, and as a result, if you hit it harder, the ball will sail too deep. If this is your habit, in order to break it, I have a great drill for you. Either find a partner who's willing to feed balls to you, or like in my case, I'm going to use the ball machine. As the ball comes to you, I would like you to transfer your weight forward using a square stance, and as you make contact with the ball, I would like you to lift your back foot, especially after the ball leaves your racket. So again, the ball is going to come to me, I will step into it, and as I swing, make contact out in front and lift the back foot. That will force me to meet the ball out in front and avoid waiting for it. So let's see how it goes. So I'm waiting for the ball. Like I said, I'm going to transfer the weight forward and lift my back foot. Okay, That allows me to make contact out in front and to avoid waiting for the ball and hitting it off of the back foot. So as you noticed, as I was stepping to the ball, my back foot lifted, and that helped me to make contact with the ball in front as a result of me transferring the weight forward.